So this is day one of my dairy-free week, and it's 7 a.m. and I'm making my coffee without dairy today. So this is how I make it. And don't mind my blender cup, it's stained from blending coffee all these years. And since I'm making coffee, it doesn't matter. Coffee, I am putting a pinch of cinnamon. I'm using burlap and barrel, royal cinnamon. Not too much though, just a pinch. And I'm putting in this dairy-free creamer I made. And so I used Joy, Almond Joy, and Cashew Joy nut milk from Switch Grocery, and then I added it to a can of coconut milk, and then I added a bit of water. So a full can of coconut milk, two tablespoons of almond joy, and 1 tablespoon of cashew joy. And then I add some water to my coffee. And then I blend it like mad. And that's my coffee. No sweetener today. I have sweetener maybe on the weekends. Cheers. My first full day of trying to do dairy-free. And this is my dairy-free coffee. And it's so good. Like, who knew? Do I really need cream in my coffee when I can just do this? It's so good. I find sometimes I have to add a little bit of fat in it just to bind everything together. I didn't today, but like just a smidge of coconut oil, like a 1/4 teaspoon. It's not a lot. But a lot of people have asked me why I'm doing dairy-free and what's the purpose. And to be honest, just an experiment. It's just a test. My arm's getting tired. So it's more of just to see if it makes a difference in anything in my blood sugars, maybe help me with weight loss. As most of you know, if you watch my previous videos in real life with type 2 diabetes, I have issues losing weight, not only because I'm type 2, but also because I have low testosterone, which affects my weight loss. So I'm just trying this out to see if it helps, and see if I notice any other differences. So right now I'm doing a week. However, I may need to do it longer just to see if there's any benefits. And I'm also looking at limiting my dairy as a whole, because I think I eat a lot of dairy. My coffee, I have a lot of cheese. Like we often have cheese for after dinner, like a dessert. We often have, cheddar cheese or mozzarella melted on something. And so I'm trying to limit that too. And we'll see how long I can survive without dairy. And I don't think I'm going to give it up forever. If I do go back to dairy, maybe it'll just be very limited quantities. And just maybe some really good cheeses, and have them on occasion after dinner. But I'm really want to try and get away from all the melty cheeses and all that I put on stuff, because it's really good, but it's a lot of calories as well. And I'm also thinking, barbecue season starting. It's getting warmer. I'm probably going to want some burgers with cheese on it. and I'll probably do that with cheese on it once in a while, but I'm not gonna do it regularly. But for this week, for sure, I'm doing 100% dairy free, and I'm gonna see if it's manageable, and maybe I'll continue for a few more weeks. Day 1, dairy free. This is just after having my coffee in the morning, and we are at 2:31. Getting my walk in. Trying to do an hour every day. Dairy free. So my dairy free lunch today is 2 sausage links and 2 eggs that I fried in olive oil. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna have for lunch today. So today is day 1 of my dairy-free experiment, and so far it's going all right. I don't notice any difference, obviously. I might not even notice a difference in anything after the full week of doing dairy-free. I may not notice a thing. And so if I feel good, if it's still manageable, I think I can do it longer. I may do it longer than a week. But right now I'll be sharing a video week by week, and we'll see. I may just do 1 week because I may decide not to continue after the first week. However, today, as you saw, I had for breakfast my coffee. For lunch I had some eggs and some breakfast sausages, and that's all I've had today. I went for my long 1-hour walk. And I'm not going to typically share how my blood sugars are doing every day, but I decided I think I'm going to test just to see where we're at and see if, maybe blood sugars are better because I haven't eaten dairy today. I don't know. But I figured I would do a little test just to see how we're doing. Since I haven't shared with you my numbers since the last time we met up, which was in episode 12 of my real life with type 2 diabetes, and I kind of miss doing these videos. Just, call me crazy, but yeah, I kind of miss doing it, and it's not something I'm going to do every day, but I thought since this is day 1 of my dairy-free experiment, I should do a little video just to introduce it and share a little update with you. So since my last A1C, I've been feeling pretty good. I've still been exercising every day. I've been eating the same. Again, I have my coffee in the morning, I have a light lunch, and then I have my dinner. And everything I consume is low carb, ketogenic. I haven't had any indulging moments with other foods. I did have a little bit of popcorn the other night, which didn't affect me. I didn't have a lot, but if I want to have a little snack like that, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to enjoy it. So let me know what's new with you. Since we're waiting for me, I'd love to hear how you're doing and you're managing your diabetes. If you want to share in the comments below how you're doing, what you're doing to manage your type 2 diabetes, if you've done dairy-free and has it helped you, because I'm doing this blindly, not knowing anyone who's ever done it, and if it's helped them. So if you've done it and it's helped you, let me know. I'd love to hear. You know what? I think I have the wrong strips. Are these? Oh, yeah. So my meter tests ketones and blood glucose. So I have the ketone strips. I always forget the colors, which good to know. I'm at 0.6 if anyone cares. I don't care. I usually don't check my ketones. So 0.6, I guess I'm in ketosis. I usually don't worry too much about being in ketosis anymore. I'm not really concerned about being in ketosis. I'm not concerned about trying to lose too much weight or trying to lose weight. I'd like to, but again, as most of you know, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I have other conditions. as my low testosterone, which affects me from losing weight, coupled with my type 2 diabetes. It's a lot harder. So at this stage in my life, as long as I'm metabolically healthy, even though, being overweight is a part of being metabolically healthy. They usually say in men, your waist circumference should be under 40 inches, I think. I read that. And I'm at 36 inches for my waist, so even though I am overweight, I consider myself overweight, I still feel metabolically healthy because my blood labs have come back pretty good lately. Since the last time I did it, everything on my blood lab is good. I had an appointment with my doctor the other day and we went through my blood labs and he was happy with everything I was doing. And so we're doing good. And my number is 5.6. Yeah. So that's good. I'm happy that it's 5.6. I'm happy that maybe dairy-free is helping me. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the usual. But if I can stay around 5.6 range every day and maintain my blood sugars, go for my walks, I'm hoping that I could continue doing this and lower my A1C. Once again, we will see how it goes. So I'm signing off for today. I will continue doing dairy-free. Today for dinner, I'm probably having more sausages. I had breakfast sausages for lunch. For dinner, I have Italian sausages that I think I'm going to have. Maybe with a salad. And I might even have a coffee after dinner. I've still been enjoying my coffees sometimes after dinner. And now I have them with my dairy-free creamer. I'm wondering if it wasn't the coffee all along that I thought was affecting my blood sugars, and maybe it was the dairy creamer in my coffee affecting my blood sugars. Well, good morning. I have an extra foamy coffee today. How did I do that without dairy? Well, let me show you. So this is the 1 can of coconut milk that I'm using. Throw that in the blender. I used 2 tablespoons of the cashew joy nut milk. So roughly 2 tablespoons. Come on. I can just eat this thing off the spoon now, but I won't. I'm making a mess already. Yay. So I did that. And then 1 tablespoon of the almond joy. Roughly, give or take. And then I do maybe half a tablespoon of coconut oil. And then I add some water to it. About half a cup. And then I blend it. And then I keep it in a jar and I use it as my creamer. I'll show you when I'm done. And so there it is. I'm adding it to some other creamer I already had of the same thing. I changed it to a bigger jar though, because I had it in a smaller jar. So that's it. So I keep it in the fridge and I use it as creamer for my coffee. I haven't used it for anything else yet, but I might. So these Joy products I get in Canada from Switch Grocery, but I'll link to Switch Grocery below in the description. And I'll also link to their website as well in case you're in the US. And that's how I make my creamer, which is amazing. Honestly, I don't think I may never go back to creamer because this is so good. So in this coffee today, I have that coffee creamer. I have some collagen. I have a few drops of stevia today. I'm finding stevia doesn't seem to really spike my blood sugars at all, and it's just a little hint of sweetness helps me enjoy the coffee a little more. I have some cinnamon in here, and that's it. That's all I'm having for breakfast, as usual. And I'm gonna go for a walk soon. I think it's only like 7 a.m. right now, but I'm gonna go nice and early and get my walk in because the sun's out. That means I go out. I have to edit 2 recipe videos today. Getting my morning walk in, doing another hour today, and I'm out of here. Day 3 of my dairy-free experiment. So far today I had a coffee with the usual creamer, and I'm shooting recipe videos today, which means I'm in the kitchen most of the day. It's already 1:30 p.m. Hopefully I'll get in a walk. But I did make artichokes in the air fryer with a delicious garlic lime aioli dip, or should I call it a lime garlic aioli dip, or just a lime aioli dip? Because doesn't aioli mean garlic? Anyways, and I also made a stir fryer. I'm in the process of making I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it, veggie fried rice, maybe. Let me show you. So I'm still making it. It's in the works. I'm having it on a bed of cauliflower rice. And really, some people don't know how to make cauliflower rice, but I think cauliflower rice is so good. The key is to dry it out in a frying pan first, and I always use frozen. Anywho, both dishes are dairy-free, almost vegan. I added I added 1 egg in the cauliflower rice because it's kind of like a, fried rice. Although you can omit the egg. Anyways, I'll be posting these on my YouTube channel and on my website. Nice and sunny today. I'm wearing shorts. Can you believe that? So for lunch, I am having 2 burgers with some sugar-free ketchup and mustard. That's my lunch. Hey everyone, just a little update on my dairy-free experiment. Today is day number 4 of my dairy-free experiment. It's already been that long. I'm actually surprised. It's going by really smoothly, although I haven't really noticed much differences in many things, although I did notice a bit of, I guess, going to the washroom. I was constipated, if you really want to know, for like a day. And that's fine, because once the dairy's gone, it's eliminated. I was expecting something like that to happen digestively. And after that, I've been fine. I did notice yesterday my nose was really dry. Although I'm still waking up in the mornings stuffy, but not as stuffy. Some mornings I'll wake up and I blow my nose and a lot comes out, but lately it hasn't been a lot, but I still feel a little stuffy. Other than that, I haven't noticed anything else. I'm still eating dairy-free. Yesterday, I made a veggie fried rice. I didn't even eat any meat yesterday. Can you believe that? And so I had a nice cauliflower rice, fried rice with lots of veggies, eggplants, zucchini, red peppers. It was so good. I didn't even miss meat from this meal. Good morning. It is day 5 of dairy free. Yes, it looks like I have dairy in my coffee, but I don't. It's just the foam from the nut milk, the almond and cashew and coconut milk, blended together splendidly. Anywho, I woke up this morning stuffy again. Although the other day I thought my nose was dry. I have some patches on my skin that have, I don't know if you can see it in this light, but somewhere over here. And I don't know if that's due to dairy free, or is it something else, or is it just my skin getting better? Because everybody says on dairy your skin gets better, but I never really worried too much about my skin. Like, I don't think I have any major skin issues like acne. I do have some brown spots here, but that's probably not from dairy. And I don't know if I'll ever get rid of those, but I'd love to, but so I do like doing dairy free. It's not that hard to do. I don't miss any dairy yet or cheese, although, well, maybe yesterday I had a hamburger and I would have loved to put some cheese on it, but I didn't. Tonight is steak night, and usually on steak nights I have a little bit of wine, and we usually have some cheese because it goes well with wine, but I won't be doing that because, first of all, we don't have cheese in the house. We do, but not the good cheese. Like, we have, something's on my nose. We have that boring cheddar cheese, or, the brick cheese. But we don't have some nice cheeses to go with wine. So I won't be having cheese tonight. Although I would love to, but I won't. So I'm going to have steak. For lunch today, I might just have some eggs or a hot dog. And that's it. So like I said yesterday, I'm going to wait till Monday morning to make the decision if I'm going to continue. I'm leaning towards continuing to do dairy-free for a little longer. So we'll see. I'm hoping to notice some differences. If not, then, why continue? Although they usually say you should do something for 30 days before you decide to continue it or not. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do it for 30 days. Good morning. It is Monday morning. I think I'm still asleep. Day 7 of dairy free, and well, I haven't noticed much of a difference in anything. But it hasn't been that hard to do. So I'm gonna continue maybe another week and see how it goes. I'm hoping I noticed something. I know it might not take 2 weeks. It might take a month. I don't even know what I'm looking for. But I will continue, as it hasn't been that difficult for me. People say that when they do dairy-free, they are less inflamed, and some people lose weight. I haven't noticed a difference in my weight. My blood sugar is still the same. I'm still stuffy in the morning. I can't believe I've been doing this for 7 days already. I never thought I would ever give up dairy because I love it so much. I love cheese, I love cream in my coffee. However, this week has been pretty easy. I thought it was going to be really hard, but to be honest with you, I haven't really been missing too much cheese. Other than the other day I had a hamburger and I wanted some cheese on it, but I didn't have that cheese. But to be honest with you, I haven't really noticed any changes to anything, really. And I guess 7 days isn't long enough. So like I said earlier this week, I'm going to wait till Monday morning. I'm going to do a weigh-in just to see if there's a difference from the first day to tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to continue doing dairy-free. Because it's been easy, I might continue. If I was having more difficulties giving up dairy and it was harder, I might not continue since I haven't seen any benefits from it. But because it's been pretty easy to do, I don't see a problem with continuing it. But I'm going to wait till tomorrow and do a weigh-in. I don't know, I wake up, I'm still stuffy, although during the day I feel dry, which is strange. Might be because the temperatures are rising as well, and the heat, and so I'm feeling drier, nasally mostly. I've been going for a walk every day these past 7 days, and yeah, I haven't really noticed much of a difference. I've never had any digestive issues, any stomach issues really that dairy gives me. Whenever I eat dairy, I feel fine. I don't have any stomach problems. I go to the washroom now fine. I think the first couple of days it might have been a little off, but I'm going regularly. I'm still eating a lot of meat and veggies right now, so that keeps me regular. But let's wait till tomorrow morning, and then I'll let you know if I'm going to continue. So today I'm having, for breakfast I had a couple strawberries and a coffee with the nut creamers that I made, and not sure what I'm having for lunch, probably bacon and eggs. And for dinner tonight, I might just have some veggies and either some Italian sausages or maybe just some ground beef. So I'll check back in with you tomorrow. I'm on day 8, dairy-free, still going. Although I'm starting to realize that I replaced cheese with peanut butter, which it's an all-natural peanut butter, but it's not the same, but calorie-wise, might be. Anyway, I'll continue with dairy-free for now. It's not that difficult for me, although I am starting to crave some melted cheese on things. Taking my 1 hour walk now. Well, good morning. It is day 10 of dairy free. I'm still dairy free. I do feel a little better today for the first time. I'm not as stuffy as I normally am in the mornings. Other than that, I haven't really noticed any difference in anything else. So, is there a reason to do dairy free? I was just doing it for an experiment to see how I would feel, see if I noticed any differences. And so far, I haven't noticed too much of any difference, other than this morning I'm a little less stuffy, but so what? Is it worth it to give up dairy? for that, I don't know. I'm still going to continue maybe till the end of this week and see, and then I'll decide. However, last night I did mess up a little bit because I had a Caesar salad and there was the salad dressing had dairy in it. But I didn't have any Parmesan cheese on it. Just the salad dressing, which was only about a teaspoon worth of it. So it wasn't a big deal. I don't think it's going to make much difference. But other than that, I've been dairy free. I'm still having my dairy free creamer in my coffee. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'll try to keep you informed in terms of anything new I notice. But yeah, again, it was just an experiment to see. Again, maybe a month would give me a better idea. I just don't know if I want to do a month. Because I don't want to do a month of dairy free if it's not going to make much of a difference. It's kind of hard to know though, because unless I do the month, I won't know. And if I do the month and there is a difference, then I might continue. But if I do the month and I notice no differences, then I kind of feel it was like a waste of being dairy free. I missed out on all the dairy, which I could probably do. Let's see. It would be mid-June if I did a month, which I think I could probably survive. Because, summer, I'm probably going to go to a barbecue, COVID depending, but I'm probably going to want some cheese on a burger. I may have some ice cream, keto-friendly ice cream that has dairy in it. I think it's just harder to be dairy-free during the summer. But, it's also, I'm already restricting a lot of other foods, being low carb, keto, diabetic, the sugars, the breads, everything else. So, adding dairy free on top of that might get a little difficult. So far, I haven't had a hard time with it, but yeah, and I haven't stepped on the scale yet. So I'm going to do that probably on Monday morning to see where I am, and then I'll decide. So today's Thursday, so a few more days. Good morning. It is what are we on? Day 12 of dairy free. And I'm still having my dairy free coffee, and everything else is dairy free. But I think I'm done soon with dairy free. I'm just not finding any benefits of doing it, and I'm don't know if it's worth it for me. And if I felt like it was going to help me long term, I would continue it. But I find most people who do dairy free have digestive issues, which I don't, and it helps them. I haven't noticed a difference in my blood sugars. And so I'm just not sure about it. It's not that it's hard to do. I've been finding it really easy. I just, once in a while, I want to have cheese. And I may limit how much cheese I may have in the future. Like, I probably won't eat as much cheese as I used to or have more dairy. I'll probably continue to do dairy-free coffees for a while. But I may have cream in my coffee once in a while too. So for my dairy-free lunch today, I'm having some scrambled eggs. I fried up with just a bit of olive oil and 2 smoked sausages. I'm probably gonna have some mustard with that. That's it, still dairy-free, yay. Hey, so today is day 15 of my dairy-free experiment, and I first thought I was gonna do a week, and I ended up, I'm at 2 weeks now. It's been pretty easy to do. Haven't had too many difficulties trying to stay away from dairy. It definitely helped to try and get rid of all the dairy in my fridge first before I started. That definitely helped so that there was nothing tempting me. But I haven't really noticed anything in terms of my weight, blood sugars, skin, digestive. There's no difference so far over these past 2 weeks. Mind you, I've never had really any digestive issues. I do if I eat a lot of sugar, if I go on a sugar binge for a day and decide to eat non-keto desserts, I'll feel it digestively. But other than that, I've never really had any dairy issues. Although, to be honest, I am lactose intolerant, but mildly. So if I were to drink a cup of milk, my stomach would be rumbling and gargling, and I'd have a lot of internal gas. And I haven't done that in probably 20 years because I know when I do, I have issues. However, whenever I eat cheese, yogurt, or if I were to eat ice cream, regular, keto or non-keto, digestively it doesn't affect me. If I have an ice cream, even when I wasn't keto and I had ice cream, it never bothered me. Only when I drank a full glass of milk is when I would feel it. And it was just a lot of internal bloating and gas. But other than that, I haven't had any digestive issues. So giving up dairy for me isn't for digestive issues because I don't have any issues digestively. Lowering inflammation, I guess it's too early to tell. I've been doing keto for about 3 years. Am I inflamed? I could be, but I'm probably not as inflamed as I used to be when I used to eat all the junk food. But being keto for about 3 years, I can say I'm probably not as inflamed, even though I'm overweight. Although, I haven't noticed a difference on the scale by eliminating dairy. So after all this experiment, I definitely am learning to curb the amount of dairy, I haven't had any, but this experiment has taught me that, I don't need cream in my coffee every day. Maybe that'll be a treat if I really want it. But I can live with my dairy-free creamer. And if you do want the recipe that I use for the creamer, I'll link it down below. It's by Switch Grocery, but you can follow the recipe and order the products. If you're not in Canada, you can probably get the products in the US anyways. My number one key to making good coffee is blending it. So adding the creamer to the coffee and then blend it to get that nice frothy foam. Also, sometimes I add a little bit of ghee or even a little bit of coconut oil to the cream when I blend it. It helps the fat content in the oil mixed with the non-dairy creamer, helps get it creamier and makes it emulsify and gets frothy. So that's another key when you're making creamer. So I might not go back to having dairy cream in my coffee. I definitely won't be eating as much cheese as I used to because now that I haven't had it for 2 weeks, I don't feel like I need it. It might just be an after dinner treat. And often I would eat cheese instead of dessert, which is better for me. Eating cheese would be much better because it's not sweet. There's no sugar in it. There is a little because there's lactose in it. Anything that ends in the word "ose" has sugar in it, a little bit. But having cheese for dessert rather than having even a keto dessert for dessert would still spike my blood sugar a little more than cheese would. So having cheese after dinner once in a while, not a big deal. Definitely on steak nights when I have my wine with my steak, I definitely miss that cheese. I had steak last night and we did not have cheese, thankfully. I did have dark chocolate last night, just a little smidge after dinner. But I didn't have any dairy, and I did have some wine with my steak, and I kind of wanted some cheese, but I didn't have any, so. So having said all that, I am going to call it quits on the dairy-free, because I don't see that even if I continue for another month, that I'm going to notice much of a difference, that it's going to be worth it for me to continue dairy-free for another 2 more weeks just to find out that it didn't really help me. And I'm sure it helps a lot of people. I know a lot of people who have done it and they've had digestive issues and it definitely helped them. And maybe one day I may have digestive issues and I would go dairy-free. But right now I don't feel like I need to do dairy-free. It was just an experiment to see how I would feel, to see if I noticed any effects from it by limiting it. But I really haven't noticed anything. I don't know, is my skin a little different? My weight's still the same. My blood sugars, I've been checking, they're still in the 5.5 to 5.9 range, which was like that before quitting dairy. So I'm not noticing much difference. So as of today, I'm going to go back to having some dairy once in a while. But I will still remain keto, low carb. I still only have coffee for breakfast in the mornings. I have a light lunch around 11:30. Although my lunches have been heavier since I quit cheese and dairy, because I don't have the cheese, and I usually have cheese with salami or something. But now I've been having like hot dogs and sausages in the air fryer and eggs. So I'm having heavier lunches. Although not huge lunches, but when I used to have cheese, I had more of like a little snack plate at lunch around 11:30, and I'm actually realizing that I actually stopped that. So getting into some cheese again as a light lunch might be beneficial for me. Again, and limit how much I eat at lunch with some cheese and some deli meats. And then I definitely have a regular dinner. What I mean by regular is that just a normal size meal for dinner, which usually consists of meat and vegetables. And that's it. This time of year I've been having asparagus. I'm still doing cauliflower rice, which I love doing. It's just a simple, easy way to get in some cauliflower, the veggies, and it's also sometimes feels like I'm eating rice because I dry it out in a frying pan, dry pan fry it, and then I salt and pepper it. Sometimes I'll add an egg to it. But maybe now I can add some grated Parmesan to it as well. And I also been using this cilantro lime aioli that I made, which is dairy free as well. I don't know if that recipe is going to be linked down below. It probably won't be, but Switch Grocery will have that recipe that I've done for them. They'll have it on their website eventually. It's pretty much using the creamer that's linked down below. Blending that creamer, about a cup, with a tablespoon of mayo, a handful of cilantro leaves, a clove of garlic, a squeeze of lime, some lime zest, and maybe salt and pepper. It's pretty easy to make. the cilantro lime dressing. That's dairy free, although if you want dairy, you can always add and make it with sour cream. It's good as well, as I've had it before. But yeah, so I'm gonna quit with the dairy free. It was a good experiment. If you've watched this, thank you for watching. I'm sure you were hoping to see something more exciting happen in this video and have a big revelation that dairy free is amazing for me. And it's not. It's pretty blah blah. So for you it may be different though. So I encourage everyone to try it. At least try it. What do you have to lose? A little bit of dairy. You may lose a lot more. You may lose weight. You may lose inflammation. I don't think I lost 2 weeks of my life because I didn't eat dairy. And who knows, maybe I would have done a month and noticed a huge difference, but I'm not willing to do another 2 weeks of dairy free and then find out that I didn't really learn anything else. So it's not a big issue for me to have dairy once in a while, although it definitely taught me to limit it. I will definitely be limiting my dairy. I won't be eating it as much. And yeah, so stay tuned for more videos like this. I'm going to do another experiment possibly soon where I'm going to do a week of local only. And by local I mean only local farms. I'm going to buy my meat, I'm going to buy my dairy, I'm going to buy my eggs, butter, vegetables, only from local farms. And it's just for me an experiment to see if that's sustainable, if I can do it long term, because I do live in an area where there are a lot of farms that grow all these things. And I'm also going to keep track of the costs to see how much it will cost in a week to eat at a local level. And is that worth it based on eating from a grocery store where it may be cheaper, but the quality may not be as well. So stay tuned for that video and comment below if you want to see other videos. I do have some other videos in the works, but if there's anything that you'd like to see, definitely comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.